Triple H just spoiled WWE WrestlePalooza, and we got to talk about it. Plus, in addition to that, we are going to talk about where Triple H was for WWE Raw and the real reason why Rusev returned to WWE after leaving AEW. And as always, if you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button. This way, you never miss a video on this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the real reason why Rusev returned to WWE? It's a fascinating talking point because a lot of people have been very vocal about Rusev, which I feel like since his return to WWE, WWE has done a really good job of giving him some solid stuff to do on Monday Night Raw. But he actually publicly spoke about this in a new conversation with Voxcatch, and he admitted that he actually didn't initially consider coming back to WWE, but it did come to mind over time. He said it was something out of my mind at first, and then it slowly started to creep in, and then things happened, you know, and here I am. He says that himself returning in 2025 is far more mature, and he actually credits a lot to AEW. He says AEW forced him to stand on his own without the type of backstage infrastructure WWE provides. That challenge ended up being the ultimate test of everything he had learned during his early WWE run. He basically, like I'll give you a little bit more of an example. He said, "What did John Cena teach me? What did the Big Show teach me? What did Mark Henry teach me? What did Jack Swagger teach me? All these guys that I beat throughout these years and I've learned throughout, and Roman Reigns and all these guys that I've beaten and I've learned. Now it's time for me to go out there and put this in my way." And it showed me, and it showed, and I became champion there. Basically, the reason why he returned to WWE is because he's giving back to the younger guys. He knows what it's like to have the Big Show and John Cena and the Roman Reigns. Those kind of guys help elevate him and help show him how to do things and how to be the ultimate professional. Now he is giving back to the business by doing the same thing in WWE. Quite frankly, I think it's actually a good idea. I don't know if Rusev is going to be given this massive push, right? There's a lot of guys who are ready for this spot, and maybe it's not going to be Rusev's time. But you got to look at this like a Hollywood show, right? You got to look at this like a movie. There are the stars, and then there are the other characters who help accompany the stars. And they are the people that help make it what it is. And that's kind of where I see Rusev, and I see Sheamus kind of in the same spot. I see guys like Pete Dunne. There's just certain guys in the WWE who will never be the top guy. And yes, maybe they have the skills to be the top guy, but they'll never be the top guy, and that's okay because they are part of the entire movie that ends up doing very well in box office. And so as long as you're contributing to that, I think that's huge. All right, what was the real reason why Triple H was not at WWE Raw? Well, maybe you guys actually didn't know this, but Triple H wasn't at WWE Raw this week, September 8th, 2025. Now, he was speaking with Pat McAfee on the Pat McAfee show. He actually admitted that he didn't see the show and he wasn't there to manage the show, but instead, he actually did something kind of silly because he made a comment about being on Kill Tony. Now, he wasn't supposed to reveal that he was on Kill Tony, but he did drop that little scoop that he was on Kill Tony. So the real reason why Triple H wasn't at Raw was because there is a collaboration between him and Tony Hinchcliffe. Now, Tony Hinchcliffe has been considered to be quite controversial. People on the internet, they try to cancel him and they don't like his comedy and they don't like him. And obviously, you guys could determine what you like or dislike. I'm not here to change your mind. But WWE continues to move forward with that relationship with Tony Hinchcliffe. And obviously Triple H being on Kill Tony is a relatively big deal. That's definitely going to drum up some interest. That's definitely going to get people watching. That's definitely going to get people talking. And it makes a lot of sense for Triple H to be involved in any capacity with Tony Hinchcliffe, considering the fact that Tony Hinchcliffe has been doing work with the WWE as well, whether it was the roast of WrestleMania or also appearing on WWE Raw for some cross promotion. And, I've seen a lot of people say, hey, it's not right that Triple H missed Raw. And I think that's kind of an interesting take because Triple H missing Raw, I mean, how often does it happen, right? Triple H is constantly everywhere for the WWE. Especially under the TKO umbrella, Triple H is everywhere. Triple H is taking care of Raw and SmackDown, and obviously Shawn Michaels does a lot with NXT, but Triple H is still in the mix with NXT. And then you have to consider now that they've bought AAA, Triple H is the head honcho over there. I mean, there's a lot to be said about this. Triple H, I think from time to time, it's okay if he misses a show. Now, I personally enjoyed watching Raw. I thought Raw was another solid episode. Triple H is very well aware of what was going to be happening on the show. Whether he saw it or not doesn't really matter. But yes, I do agree that he should have at least watched the show because, it is the show that you are the head of creative for. So ultimately, Triple H missing Raw, I think some people want to make it a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. Triple H working with Tony Hinchcliffe, to me, it's not a big deal. Now, if you guys don't like Tony Hinchcliffe, you don't think he's funny, you don't agree with the stuff he says, I mean, it is what it is. You have that free will to do that, and you can make those determinations based on your own accord. Me personally, I'm not offended by Tony Hinchcliffe because I'm not offended by comedy. I think there's a lot of comedians out there. Some of them are funny, some of them aren't. And, at the end of the day, I look at Tony Hinchcliffe and WWE as a pure business move. And that's kind of the way WWE and TKO are operating. Even if it's not for me, I get it. And that brings us to one more thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Triple H, while on the Pat McAfee show, dropped a spoiler for WrestlePalooza, and he was not hiding it whatsoever. That's right. Triple H did, in fact, confirm that Cody Rhodes will be in Indianapolis. He says he'll be there to return. He said it specifically like this. I'll give you a spoiler right now. Cody will be back Indianapolis for WrestlePalooza. Now, we know that Cody Rhodes is filming Street Fighter. We know Cody Rhodes is the WWE champion. We know Cody Rhodes, there's a lot of stuff with Cody Rhodes. This guy is the man. He's the number one guy for WWE, and he's constantly working for the WWE. You don't see him have a lot of time off. Obviously, with him doing this movie, they are expecting him back. Now, in what capacity is it? We obviously know the storyline currently exists between him and Drew McIntyre, and that obviously makes a lot of sense for them to continue that. But at the same time, too, you have to wonder how they bring Cody back into the mix. And I genuinely don't know what to make of this. I genuinely don't know how WWE brings back Cody Rhodes at WrestlePalooza. But WWE is stacking the deck, WrestlePalooza. Now, why did Triple H actually spoil this? Because WrestlePalooza is going head to head with AEW All Out. So he wants it to be known Cody's there, AJ Lee, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar. All of these top stars are going to be there. He's not hiding it. They want the interest. Right now, I think WWE is going to beat AEW All Out in terms of public opinion, in terms of excitement, in terms of hype. I mean, WWE is just this media giant, ESPN and everybody there. They're just constantly doing what they got to do to make this being talked about. And that's essentially the play. The play is listen, we're going to put on a show, we're going to get everybody talking. We don't care if we spoil it. We want everybody to know that this is what we're doing against AEW. You're either with it or against it. And that's just kind of the way things are. So ultimately, I understand 1,000,000% as to why they did it. I'm excited to see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below.